Okay, so there was some talk about how my axle might be bent. That's a Dana 60, boys. That ain't gonna bend. Yes, the pitman arm in the steering box was broke off, but the loop on the end of the hydraulic shock for the steering stabilizer was also broke clear out, which tells me that this wheel suffered a heck of an impact. And when I hit the guy in the door, so he had a big Nerf bar along the other side, the right side is where I hit him. I remember as I was hitting him, my front wheel was trying to climb up, and I think that's what bent the ball joint. I would think before you'd bend that axle, you're going to collapse the forelink. You'd see visible bend in those. Anyway, I've been looking at this. I don't see that this is bent. This is pretty tough stuff. And the other thing that may have saved any of this from being bent, the frame, is this heavy square tubing in between here is so you can put a hitch in here to move your camper or your boat around or pull the truck out, because there's no pull hooks on the front of this thing. So that is quite a stiffener between there to hold everything straight. So I could be wrong. I mean, I get this thing all together and this tire wears really bad or something, then yeah, I'd say I've got bigger problems. Yesterday late, the top pad and the bottom piece for the bumper showed up, this gray piece here. I got those from, where did I get those from? I think I got these from LMC. I may have got these off Amazon. I went looking for them, yeah, because LMC is out of stock and they won't even back order them because they don't know when they'll have them. So I went on Amazon. You can find lots of these, but the first thing you do is scroll to the bottom and start reading the reviews. And if you see a lot of guys that say they won't fit, don't buy them. But there was a guy who had a picture of these. He'd put them on his Dodge, said they fit perfectly. So I'm hoping that they do. Anyway, this is nice and pretty. Jeff, where in the hell is your front end? It's like Tuesday. Let me show you what's going on. So my piece that I'm looking for is up at Osgood, and it has been snowing and blowing and drifting, and those guys haven't been able to get it down here. So they said possibly today, so I'm hoping I get it today, but it looks like today I'm gonna be plowing snow. Oh, it's red. I wanted a white one.
Well, guess you'll have to pay me more, darn it.
Oh well.
Are red ones worth more money?
I don't know. I think that's a deduct.
Oh, deduct?
We'll have to go to $15 now. Half price.
Okay, half price. Well, I buy red paint. It costs more than white.
Sweet. That'll work. Thank you very much, man. That's cool.
I figured I better grab it before you gave me any money, though.
Okay, so these are the same whether it's gas or diesel. It's got the holes and everything in it for the aftercooler lower supports, and I've got those put in. All right, so I've got it up on there and it fits pretty good except that gap down there, and I can push it back. So when I get the hole in there, I'll have to shove it back and see if I can get it. The gap closed up a little bit, but this center support went on the other side and hooked right up. Everything's good. So I've got under there, and I took a Sharpie marker and marked where I've got to slot a hole in that piece that I welded back on. So I'll have to get it back off and slot for that hole, And then the next time I go on, I could go ahead and bolt it all on. Boy, that looks pretty white. I wish the other side looked like that. I'm gonna have to wreck the other side. Not. Okay, so there's always a bug in the ranch dressing here. So since this is a gasser support, right in here there's some nut certs that go in here that support the aftercooler on this side and over here. So now I've got to get the nut certs, and they're a hex on the outside so they'll hold while you get them in place. So I guess the aftercooler's coming back out, and I've got to get those nut certs. So none of the body shops have any of these with the hex on them. Rivnuts in a 6mm. So I've had to order some off eBay, and they're not going to be here till Tuesday of next week. And what's today? Wednesday? So it's going to be a full week before I get those. If I don't have the rivnuts till next week, I don't know, I'm probably going to get bored and put the fender on anyway. I don't know. What a pain in the neck. 2 weeks from everywhere. Gosh dang geographical oddity. Okay, I got bored. I put that fender on. I'm bolting stuff up in here. So I got a notification. Those rivnuts will be here tomorrow sometime, Friday. And so I'm gonna get this put together this weekend. Guaranteed gonna get out of here. Mr. Griffey, I brought out a pile of bones, and well, it looks like he's eating them. I thought he'd be hiding them, but he's eating them. Holy cow, Griff. How many bones you had, bud? Oh, there's one little broken one left. You're gonna swell up and die. Yeah, you are. You're the bone hound. You're never gonna meet a more lazy and hungry animal in your whole life than a Corgi. So the other day went outside, and Mrs. Jpaydirt called me and she says, "Hey, is Griffey out there?" And I said, let me go look. I hadn't heard him bark. So I opened the door and he wasn't there. So I looked, and he's over behind the house just rolling in something. So I called her back and I said, "Hey, he's out back rolling in something." He was out there rolling in deer pee. So he got a bath last night because he stunk horrible. So he's wearing a clean fur coat today, ain't you, buddy? Oh, good Monday morning. It snowed and blowed again last night. Made a mess out of everything. So got a couple of shirts going in the mailbox. One going to Julie Phillips in Granite Bay, California, and one going to Janessa Edwards, Council Grove, Kansas. So thank you very much, guys. Have an awesome day. Me and Mr. Griffey are headed to town. You ready to go to town, Mr. Griff? You ready? Oh. All right, let's go. Oh, so me and Mr. Griffey out in the shop this morning. It's an awesome day. I'll take you out and show you that. But first, Trevor Peterson got me a battery box. That's totally awesome, Trevor. Thank you very much for that. So I've discovered that the 1500 battery box is the same as the diesel box on the left side. It's identical. They just use a smaller battery in the 1500. So all I need is those rivnuts that are supposed to be here today, I hope. But it's blowing, snowing, drifting. Looks like the snow quit, but she's blowing. Anyway, another great day. Winter will just not go away. It's March, for crying out loud. I'll bet Con Expo might be cold and wet like it was 3 years ago. They might even have snow. I talked to Wayne the other day. They had snow in Hollywood. Hollywood, for crying out loud. I guess the drought's over in California now. Go figure. So I guess what I'll be doing today is getting the battery box in, finish getting all this electrical stuff sorted. I've got to bolt my grid heater solenoids inside there to the fender. All right, I took the battery box outside and took a wash brush to it, soap, cleaned it up really good. Anyway, good old acid. Some of that you just can't get out. So see that hole right there in the box? I decided to find out what this was. This goes in the hole. This is a battery sensor. So if you got a Dodge that's overcharging, undercharging, whatever, you need to replace this sensor. So what this does is it senses temperature. So in the winter time it charges heavier, and mine was just charging all the time and just boiling those batteries to death. And I changed it and it stopped that. Okay, so I got the grader going. I gotta go clean out in front of the mailbox. And down the south side of the road, it's been blowing all day, drifted things in. This is always fun getting out on this road. When the sun's going down, people can't see, and that front end's long. Can't see if there's any cars coming. Just gotta go slow. Come back here and get my mailbox cleaned out. Alright, well I gotta put you down here. Here comes my buddy. He's been patiently waiting. I didn't want to put him in the grader. Mama gave him a bath last night and he'd lay down in there and get his fur all dirty and muddy. Ooh, it's kind of slick, huh, buddy? Is it slick? Ooh, slick, huh? Hard to walk on. It'll fall on your butt. Okay, so my rivnuts showed up about the time I decided I'd better go plow the mailboxes and stuff up down the street. I got my headlight in. Okay, I'm coming. Just let me finish this, okay? I got my headlight in. Battery box, my cruise control, all that electrical hooked up. I just need to get the rivnuts in here. I'll show those to you. Man, you're an impatient little guy. Let's turn the furnace down. Turn it way down. So, I'll show you these rivnuts. That's what they look like. This is going to be my installer tool. I bought a bag of them because that's the only way you can get them. So they're hex here. They call them a half, I think they call them a half barrel, whatever. So as you can see, the snow's getting kind of high out there. I got that big old field. There's no protection, it just blows in. So I'm a good boy, ain't I, Griff? I'm a good boy. Ready to go in the house? There you go. I've ruined 3 of these nutserts already. they're a full millimeter undersized on the hex. So I finally got that one in. So what you got to do is you got to go over to the vise, and you can't clamp it in the hex. You got to clamp it down here on the round because the hex is what collapses. And you got to get it to collapse until it fits tight in there. And even then, I have to take these long nose pliers down in there and get a hold of the round barrel to get these things to go in. So let me see if I can set you here somewhere so you can see me cuss.
So what I do, as I've learned from the last one, is go ahead and put the pliers in here, get a hold of them, and get the wrench. And if a guy can just make it, get it so it'll hold until it starts collapsing inside that hex, it'll stay there. Probably can't see in the hole, but anyway, it's a. I don't know if it'd work better if you had the tool. I did order it, but it ain't gonna be here till Tuesday. Today's Saturday, and I want to get this done. So, since I bought a whole bag of those worthless buggers, I had plenty to experiment with.
It's in there. So I can't remember how these went exactly, but I'm gonna go trade out for that other one because I think the Radiator is the one that had the narrower groove in it, and these here have the wider groove for the aftercooler. But my question was, do you put that against the truck or this side? I'm gonna say they went like that. That's what I'm thinking. Tranny cooler's in, aftercooler, radiator, all that's bolted in. But my nuts that go on here, I can't find them. I have lost my nuts. I don't know what I did with them. I've been trying to adjust this hood latch and it'll shut, but when you pull the latch, the hood doesn't pop up initially. And the only way to be able to see that and literally see what you've got to get that right down in here. I'd have to take this grill out. Oh, note to self, when you get these radiators, they come with short screws. You can use your long headed washer screws in this hole only because it's not up against the tank, but the other ones are. If you try to put these in there, it'll poke a hole in it. And I did that over here. I did it on that bottom hole, started cranking it, and I should have stopped. Anyway, poked a hole in the radiator, so I mixed up some terrell putty, pushed it in there, then run the screw in, pushed the terrell putty in, and if you take the cap off, you can see it's sticking out about that far in the hole. And then I let it set up. And then when I put the screw in, I filled the rest of the hole with silicone just as a safety, double make sure it don't leak. I'm hoping it don't, because I'd have to pull that out again. Anyway, dumb trick. There's no instructions with the radiator, and the bolts were taped right here to this, and I opened it, pulled the radiator out, and just didn't see them. Just didn't see them. Didn't even think about it because the plastic ones have deep enough holes for those factory bolts. Okay, batteries are in, cleaned up, got some battery saver on them. I gotta go get these nuts off the old radiator and put them on. I was gonna go turn the key and see if the airbag goes off. Jeez, I hope not, Jeff. Oh, we got juice, so boom. No steering. That's cool. No steering. I probably better jack the front end up, run the wheels back and forth. Runs. And the fan didn't come off, didn't hit nothing. Jeff wins. Oh, so I've been playing with the grandkids today, so I didn't get a whole lot done. It's getting, let me show you what's going on outside. So winter's back with a vengeance. Mr. Griffey's in the house by himself because Mama's gone out of town. She went with our other granddaughter down to Salt Lake, so she ain't gonna be back till tomorrow, so it's boys' night out. Forgot to switch the camera. That last bit was probably blurry or blackish. That's it. Oh, good. Those are metric. Same piece of crap. So I went and here's another reason I hate metrics. America would have adopted metrics eons ago. I went in town to get, what was it? Oh, I just went to go get a metric, or no, just a 5/16 fender washer for that other mount up under the wheel well, because I want something to cover that, give it some extra support. So I thought, well, in order to put these nut rivets in, maybe I ought to just buy a good, I needed an M6 1.0 thread bolt, and I'm looking through the drawers. I wasn't going to pay $1.89 for a lousy 6mm bolts. I just said forget it, and I used the, well, you saw me, I used the bolts that hold the aftercooler down. So I'm just looking at all the different pitches in metric. It's insane. US has 2 thread pitches, fine and coarse. Why do you want all those different pitches for metric? And that's what makes it a headache for us to convert to it, because you just look at it and you go, oh my gosh. I mean, in American you can tell the difference between fine and coarse by looking at it. There. So for all those of you that love metrics, in the comments below, give it to me. Come on, both barrels, I'm expecting it. Come on, give her to me. Okay, so I gotta go out and look on the little Dodge. I think that went here, but I ain't sure. Need to figure out where that, I think I got another clip and it fell down in there. That's the hood, for the hood puller. I don't know, I'll go. That's the one cool thing, is I got that little Dodge, that gasser out there. I can go look and figure out where things go. All right, fender's on, all the bolts are tightened down, batteries are in. I had it running and it sucked the power steering reservoir dry, so I got to go to town and get some more fluid in the morning, Sunday. Unhook the batteries for the you battery Nazis. Last time somebody said, hey, I thought you unhooked the batteries. Well, I just had this hooked up was all. Grounds were undone. There was no way it could start a fire or do any of that fun stuff. So get the bumper on and that inner fender liner back on. Clean this mess up. All my junk. I got tools and garbage everywhere. Anyway, this has been a hell of a project. I don't ever want to do this again. See you Sunday or Monday, whenever I get a video done. Okay, man, Mr. Griffey Going out to the shop Sunday morning, bury some bones, work on the truck. It snowed last night. It says we got a winter weather advisory today. As you can see, the wind blew out of the north, started drifting stuff. It says we're only supposed to get a couple inches. It's amazing what they classify as a winter weather advisory these days. 2 inches. Mr. Griffey did his business. He loves the snow. Alright, well, I have to get the little Dodge going, go to town, get some oil, power steering oil, and start putting a bumper on. I got it, I've had it running, geez Louise, I think I dumped like 3 bottles of power steering fluid in it to get it filled up. Here's the one. I've been going and buying this Royal Purple stuff, and I've put 3 bottles in it, 3 full bottles to fill it up. I'm at the Griff. So bumpers on, pads are on. They didn't fit perfectly, but I guess they're going to fit good enough for Hoots 4. This side over here didn't really like. This one's damaged and it doesn't fit up in here like it should, but oh well. So this radiator is so much bigger than the other ones. I dumped 5 gallons of coolant, 5 gallons in a quart to fill that thing up. Anyway, so far no leaks anywhere. Steering works good. So I got to get the running board piece on, and then get this inner fender well on. I have to go down the airplane hangar. I think I got a rivet gun down there. These plastic deals here, I think you got to have a rivet gun to suck those in. What? Do you want to go for another 4-wheeler ride? Is that what you want? Is it another 4-wheeler ride? Alright, we'll go get on the 4-wheeler then for a minute. So anyway, I doubt I'm getting it out today because I got so much crap to clean up. I'm by myself. I can't move that. Okay. I can't move that Ford and all that stuff by myself. So probably going to be Monday. I don't have a rivet gun that'll go that size, so I got to find me a rivet gun so that I can install these plastic rivets for this wheel well. But I got her together. She runs, everything's good, no leaks. I've had enough. I'm tired. It's Sunday. I'd like to go relax a little. Anyway, all you gotta do is get that stupid thing in there. They're gonna come put a window in it, so it needs to be inside to do that. So I'm hoping Monday that gets scheduled and I can get a window in it, and then I'm good to go. So since it's gonna sit in here overnight again, guess what? That's right, unhooking the grounds again. You know, the odds of it catching on fire are slim to none, but I just don't want to take a chance, do you? It's not your shop, not your truck, so what do you care? But hey, my shop burnt down. Probably just give up and quit. Oh, not that. I don't want to undo that one. That's a hot one. What are you doing, Jeff? Undo the ground. But yeah, on the plus side, the airbag hasn't gone off yet. All right, so Jeff wins 99.5% today, but that's a piece of cake to get that on. Now where he's there, so I'll go in the house and finish putting the video together. And when I get this thing pulling out of the shop with a new window and all this other stuff put on there, I'll show you. I'll be headed to California. California, here I come.